Hello, Jerry again. Video 7. To date is December 22nd, 2023. Taking a break here for work, a break from work here, and I thought I would do a fast little video on checking and double checking all invoices that come in. In this line of work that I'm in, whether it's excavation, underground, roads, highways, pump stations, whatever you would call it, a lot of invoices are really easy to check. They're just, $10,000. You look at it, the subcontractor did it, matches whatever quote, PO, subcontract, whatever. It's quick. Some of them are nightmares. Pipe invoicing can be nightmares, especially if you're doing a lot of pipe, which I've done a lot in my lifetime. I have seen tens of thousands of dollars on one job overpricing on pipe invoicing, whether it be usually it's the unit price is wrong. They charge more than what their quote was, or it's a quantity error. They charge more volume or quantity than what you actually used on the job site. Now, not the most exciting video, but it can save a lot of money. I know I have helped out other contractors sit down at their kitchen table and go through. These are jobs I didn't bid, or I wasn't even working for the company. They're just friends. I've sat down at kitchen tables with their quote and with the invoicing they got, and have seen up to $20,000 to $30,000 in overcharge on one job. And it wasn't even a big job. It wasn't like a $10 million pipe job. It was like, I'm pretty sure it was under $1 million. That's basically a big chunk of your profit, whether you work for yourself or you work for somebody else. You won't be working very long for them if you are missing mistakes like that, though. But a lot of these invoices, or whether they're coming from subcontracts or vendors, whether it's asphalt tonnage, whether it's concrete, whether it's crushed rock, whether it's topsoil, whether it's fill, a lot of them are easy to go through. You can go through them pretty quick. They're not exciting. I haven't met anybody that just loves to do it, but I have seen so much. I have saved so much money for myself, my partner, and other companies I've worked for, taking that extra time to go through all the invoices. I'm currently doing that as we speak right now. But always go through your invoices. And if you can't, I know a lot of contractors that just won't do it. Hire somebody that will. Whether it's an apprentice, whatever you can afford, do it. It'll save you a lot of money. I could literally do a 6-hour video with receipts and invoices and quotes and just show you. And I could do that just in the last couple of years that I got saved, and just show you all the errors, all the mistakes. And 99% of the time, it isn't them making a mistake and you saving money. It's usually them making a mistake and charging more money. Because when their estimator does their takeoffs and they send quotes out to all the contractors, it's usually not the same guy or lady who's sending the invoicing later, 6 months later, 10 months later, whenever the job goes into production. They're usually two different people. They hardly even talk to each other. It's your responsibility to fill that gap in. And I promise you, you'll save tons and tons of money. One other note that I will say at the end of this video is, if you do takeoffs like I do, or something close, wherever your style's at, don't go sending them to your vendors. I'll give you an example. If you're doing let's say $1 million pipe job, let's say it's all pipe. Let's just say it's water and sewer. And there's just tons of fittings and valves and T's and hydrants and laterals and just a bunch of pipe. Okay. Back in the old day, I used to put them all, I'd do my takeoff and put them all on a spreadsheet. I had so much trust in a couple pipe vendors I used back then. I would literally swing by to bullshit with them and hand them my takeoff, or I would email it to them. And they were faithful. They weren't like taking it and then, I'm going to take Jerry's takeoffs and give them to all his competition and not do my own takeoff. They used to be good old boys that did. I used to trust them. About 2006 or 2007, I quit doing that. Because then when I started seeing my competition basically having the same quote as me, and it's all based off of my takeoffs, I realized I was doing the estimating takeoffs for the pipe vendors for them. And they were just taking it, filling in the pricing and the takeoff. They didn't have to put the work into it. Well, first of all, That's not cool. That was all my energy. Number two, my competition can do their own damn takeoffs. I don't need to do it for them. They're my competition. And also, the pipe supplier shouldn't do that either, because that's not ethical. That's bullshit. Okay. But the reason I say that with the takeoffs and invoicing is when you come back later, if you land the job and you do the job, and I understand there's change orders and scope of work changes, and more material can be bought because things change. That's understandable. But when you can take your takeoffs and you can take whatever quote you used, and then you later on, if you get the job and you're doing the project, you can match up the invoicing, it makes it a lot smoother. I mean, I literally save everything. The invoicing I'm doing now, I went back to the PO. I went through every line item. I wrote them all down on this piece of paper right here. I double checked the invoices I approved. I approved the one I got. It happened to be correct. And now we only owe them a couple $1,000s when we finish the project. So remember that. Okay. Also remember, when you get subcontract, if you're doing public work, your subcontractors hold, unless you got a good relationship with them and you got money you need to get out of your account before taxes or whatever you might have going on in your life, always hold 5% on them until you get your retainage. We get held 5% retainage in all public jobs. You pass that on to your subcontractors, unfortunately, And also, if you get a squirty subcontractor, they'll stay in the game to the end a little bit longer, get the job done. You can't do that with vendors, at least not very often. They usually doesn't work that way. But a couple little keynotes. Anyway, have a great day. Do something fun for yourself. Do something good for other people. And I know we're coming up on Christmas here in a couple days, or Christmas Eve. Anyway, Merry Christmas. If I don't do another video, happy holidays.